Good evening, everyone. My name is Robert Wiersema, and I honestly couldn't ask for a better backdrop. I've spent the last 42 years of my life through a process of slow diligence and happy accidents, creating a life surrounded by books. I write them, I talk about them, I review them, I sell them. It's the life I always dreamed of, and I couldn't be happier. What surprised me, though, one thing that I had overlooked when I was dreaming of the life that I'm now living, is how happy teaching makes me. I've been teaching creative writing, introductory creative writing, for the last couple of years, and it's one of the most fulfilling things that I do. It's not without its problems, though. One of the hardest things to teach in a first-year creative writing class is dialogue. Now, it's difficult for two reasons. The first is that dialogue is the hardest thing to write, so it's the hardest thing to teach. I mean, dialogue, well, okay, endings are hard too. And beginnings, and sex scenes, really difficult. Okay, dialogue is one of the most difficult things to write, so it's one of the most difficult things to teach. The other aspect of it, though, is that it seems like it should be so easy. We all talk. I mean, in our culture, we're talking from the moment our eyes open in the morning till they close at night. We don't shut up, so it should be easy, right? It's not. So I have 4 rules or maxims or guidelines when teaching dialogue, and I just want to run through them with you tonight. And the first one picks up on that idea that it should be easy, that we all do it. Well, no, because rule number 1, dialogue is not conversation. And when I'm talking about conversation, especially in this room, I'm not talking about large C conversation. I'm talking about small c conversation. I'm talking about the conversations that you have at work in the morning before you start work, or with a friend that you meet in line at the coffee shop. Hey, Bob, how was your weekend? Not bad, Bill. How was yours? That's conversation, but it's not dialogue. And what I advise my students to do if they're confused about the distinction is they should record themselves. Take a little recorder and just put it on the table in front of you while you're talking with friends, then go home and transcribe even 5 minutes of it. Transcribe every word. And then compare what you've got there to, I don't know, a passage from Elmore Leonard. And you will very quickly see the difference between conversation and dialogue. They're not the same at all. Rule number 2, the corollary to the first, dialogue is not monologue. It's right there in the name, people. Dialogue is not monologue. It involves more than one person. And you know when you get to it in a book, and you know it when you're amongst friends, that some people talk in pages and pages and pages. That's not dialogue. You remember the movie The Incredibles, where the supervillains would always monologue at the end, and that would give the chance for the heroes to get the jump on them? As in every James Bond movie you've ever seen, every bad book you've ever read. That's the rule, no monologuing. We're talking about dialogue here. The third rule, and this is a toughie, dialogue is focused but not forced. There's a distinction. Dialogue needs to develop around common ideas. You don't want ideas spewing out everywhere. It needs to be controlled, but it shouldn't be forced either. It should be an interplay. It should be a bit of a dance. You want ideas to come out. You want points to come out. You don't want them hammered home. Think of that great scene in Pulp Fiction where the 2 guys are in the car and all they're talking about are the different names for hamburgers in Europe. The Royale with cheese scene. I mean, that's great dialogue. It doesn't really add anything to the movie. But, Quentin Tarantino loves to hear himself talk when it's coming out of the faces of beautiful actors, so it fits. It's a great chunk of dialogue. It's focused but unforced. And finally, and most crucially, dialogue is interactive. It's not one person talking and the other person listening. It's a process of exchanging ideas. It's a process of building on ideas, of creating meaning between the speakers. The magic of dialogue doesn't happen in one person's voice or the other person's voice. It's the totality of it. It's the scene. It's the meaning that comes about through that dance of ideas. So those are the 4 rules of dialogue. Just to refresh your memory, dialogue is not conversation. It's not monologue. It's focused, but not forced. And finally, it's interactive. Now, with those 4 points, you can craft fantastic dialogue on the page. It'll leap off. And if you follow those 4 points, it will leap off the page. How different would our lives be if a parent talking to a child didn't monologue? How different would our lives be if our politicians, rather than delivering speeches, interacted and genuinely exchanged ideas? How different would the world be if we all followed 4 simple rules? Thank you.